What's going on, dudes and dudettes? This is Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Monday, October 27, 2008, and we are just seeing a landslide in the cable right now, and today was no exception, except for the latter part of the day, but still, overall, a nice big downtrend that we're seeing. First thing I want to do, I have a 15-minute and a 4-hour chart open right now, and the first thing we always want to check is our overall trend, and just at eyeballing this you can already tell that we are seeing a nice long downtrend. But the way I look for downtrends or uptrends is by looking at a trend change candle, and our last trend change candle was right here on October 20th, and since then the trend has remained down. And if you look at today's action, there were no new trend change candles, which meant that we only look for short trades, and that was it. So pretty easy, only looking for short trades today. So now I go to my 15-minute chart and I just zoom back to just before midnight, so you can see what my chart looked like before I started trading. And the first thing I always do before trading is take a look at my news events, and you can easily do this by going to babypips.com, clicking on this tools tab, and up will come the news events for the day. And we are trading the sterling dollar pair, and so we want to look for news that will affect either the sterling or the dollar. So you can see that we had a lot of euro news, but nothing really for the pound. And here at 10 a.m. we had the new home sales for the dollar, so that was really the only news event that we wanted to watch out for, and that wasn't until 10 a.m. Eastern time. So pretty simple day as far as planning goes. We are only looking for short trades, and we have one news event at 10 a.m. So now we're ready to trade. Now let's just move the chart forward one candle at a time, and let's see if we can find any trades. Remember, only short trades. Here early on we see some consolidation, and at 12:45 we get a crossover. Now we just got to see if our indicators line up, and if you'll notice, RSI is below 50, stochastic's trending down, and if I zoom up on my MACD, you could see that it was positive and losing value, which makes this a valid entry. So there's no news events coming out, so we're okay to enter here. We would enter at the close of this candle at 57.41. Our stop would be at the most recent swing high, which would be at 58.40, and our nearest 0 or 50 level is right here at 5,700. Let me see if I can put my line on there. Okay, well, you get the point. It's at 57.01, but the target's 5,700. Okay, now we're in our trade. Now we can just let it marinate. Next candle, we see a very sharp drop. Our target is hit. Clean break there. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. So during this candle, what happens is our target is hit. We obviously see a clean break here. So our first profit target is hit, but instead of closing my trade, I'm going to move my stop to 5,700, give or take a few pips just to account for spread and whatnot. But I will set my next target for 56.50, and you can see that at this very same candle our target still gets hit, and in fact it does make another clean break. So I do the same thing here. I'm going to move my stop to 56.50 and set my next target for 5,600. So that's how it works, and then we just hold it on for the next trade. And you can see that on the next candle it did end up hitting the target here, but I was already stopped out at 56.50, so I wasn't able to get this right away. But either way, it was a nice big profit. It was a winner, just all dependent on how you exited your trade and all, and what your exit strategy is. So, but overall, it was a good win there. Pretty simple. But I'll just move on now. We can't linger on it too long because the market will always keep moving. Remember, we're only looking for short trades, and you can see that the market is still moving down. We haven't had any retracement yet, so at this point I'm just kind of watching the charts. So I'm not paying too much attention because I know that there's just a big downward move here, and for me to even get a trade I'd have to wait for a retracement. Okay, so nothing going on here. Okay, 6:45 we get a retracement. Now we might have a possible re-entry coming up soon, and you can see here we have a crossover. Okay, now we just look at our indicators again. RSI is below 50, stochastic's trending down. But MACD, if you look at it, it's positive, but there's just not a definitive answer here. It's positive, but it actually just stays the same. It doesn't actually lose value. And also, again, if you look at your RSI, now I would still take this. If MACD was losing value here, I would take this signal. But another indication of why you might be more hesitant on this trade is because if you look at RSI, it's pointing upwards. It's actually on its way back up. Still, I would take it even though it's pointing up. As long as it's below 50, that's fine. But that just also gives you another idea of how the momentum is going during this candle. And what happens here is MACD is positive, but it's not losing value on this candle. In fact, it's just staying the same. So this is actually an invalid entry. You would not enter this candle because momentum is not in our favor, and that's evident by the MACD. The MACD is really the clincher here, but just as added confirmation, we see that our RSI is pointing up. So, you know, as much as you might want to enter the trade, especially if you missed that first one, you have to follow the rules here, and the market's just not giving us enough good probability to enter this trade with a win. So I will stay out of this trade and not enter. And in hindsight, it makes a good observation. But you know, you could see that if you did enter this trade, you would have got stopped out here. But and in hindsight, everything looks good. However, you know, looking at these things, you have to be adept as to how the market is moving, and you really just got to play along with it. And whatever the market is telling you, you should just pretty much follow it, because that'll give you the best chances of winning. And in this case, this signal didn't give us the best chance of winning, which is why we didn't enter. And this is why, you know, there was no entry. And you can see that at the end of the day, market actually did tend to move up there towards the end of the day. So if you have any questions about that one, I know that might be kind of tricky, but feel free to answer anything on the blog. Just leave a comment, and I'll try to answer it on the next update as best as possible. I'm getting a little sick, but that won't stop me from trading and from doing these updates. So I hope you all had a good one. Hope you all had a great weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Happy trading, everybody. Cowabunga.